Dexter Resurrection, Episode 3, titled Backseat Driver, and this episode, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good episode. There's a couple things in it that I was like, okay, it's fine for the first couple episodes, but now I'm like, come on, let's just get this done. Let's move this aspect of the plot forward. Because all the stuff dealing with Dexter saying, oh, I can't be with Harrison, he thinks I'm dead, it's going to be a burden on him, I don't want to talk to him, everything's fine, and I'm like, listen to your ghost dad. That's why I'm like, for the Dexter, listen to your ghost dad, saying, go to him. Well, he has a girlfriend, he's on a date, I don't want to bother him. Like, I get the concept of, like, hey, Harrison needs help. He's in a lot of trouble. And he probably needs Dexter's help. He needs his dad's help. I get you. But Dexter doesn't know. It needs to move, this aspect of the plot needs to move forward. It needs to move forward because I'm like, look, I get it. We got a couple other storylines in this episode. We got the serial killer Avengers Club thing that's teased in the last 3 episodes, including next week we'll meet the bigger team that of course we have. And the only member that we have met is Charlie, Uma Thurman's character, who's clearly is meant to be like the main person. Of not the main person, but like the main bodyguard, the main man, that type of character. And I like her character. Of course, in film, she's fantastic, acting wise. But yeah, so we got that. So a little more peppers in. Of course, that's next week. And but this episode is Dexter doing Dexter stuff, which is great. And it's also the question of like, he's in a new environment. It's like New Blood. He's in a new environment. How is he going to get rid of the body? How is he going to do this? Like, you can't do all this stuff that you used to do. And him being in New York with modern technology and seeing like, oh, it's going to be more tricky for him. Like, he can't do sneak all the time. And the answer is, no, he can still do it. Him being an Uber driver is making it a hell of a lot easier. And I love the concept of Dexter just being so oblivious of being an Uber driver. How, like, there's people out there who are just happy to sit there and just, I'm mostly this person, who just sits there in the car and just sits. Doesn't talk to them, just, just quiet, just, give them the point A to point B. On that type of thing. But there are people out there who are like, can I have a glass of water? Can I have a snack? Can I have a condom? Can I blah, 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 right? And him getting a low, having a 3-star, getting 2.5, and I love his funny, it's like, 2.5? What's going on there? 2.5, that's not good at all. We're going to fix this problem immediately. But I love it how, like, there are people there who want a chat. And there are people there who want, it to feel more like a moving hotel for 30 minutes versus just a car. It's just, like, they're more than just a taxi, pretty much. It's that weird thing, right? Anyway, I mean, Uber Eats is a little bit easier, just to point out there. Probably a little bit more easier doing the food stuff, just because you don't have to deal with that. All you need to do is go to point A to point B, get to the restaurant and get to the place. But anyway, just want to put that out there. But yeah, I like that. Of course, we got our table scene, which it's surprising to see. It took 3 episodes to get a table, Dexter murdering someone scene. I know. It's weird about this show, isn't it? It's so weird about this show that, like, the thing about it is, it's a show about a serial killer, and people are itching for the serial killer to do the serial killer stuff, which is killing people. And you know, the dark passenger as the guy who's been, slicing heads of Uber drivers. Um, he has no remorse. He has no, he doesn't feel sorry for it. He doesn't feel bad for it. He just thinks that, he thinks he's justified just because, you know, Uber and Lyft and all these, drivers took jobs away, took taxi drivers away, which probably is a real thing. That's probably when Ubers started to happen. Jobs kind of got, people did. But again, if you're a taxi driver, could you just, and it's not work, could you just be an Uber driver? It's like, anyway. Maybe it's like less pay, more pay, or, I don't know. But, I like this episode. But it is one of the things where I just like, can Harrison and Dex meet up? Can they bump into each other? Because this whole thing it's going to be a tiresome. But the rest of it I like. I'm enjoying it. And that. Like, we had kind of a meh episode 1, quite enjoying episode 2, episode 3, the 4 was pretty good. So, that's good. And also the detective, who's basically clearly is meant to be like a Sherlock Holmes type character who thinks outside the box type of character. And she is this one, she feels more fleshed out. It feels like they're giving her more personality than just the typical dry, my life is murder type of personality. Even though she says she doesn't share any with an empathy, you can show there's still maybe a little bit in there. So, I like her in this episode more than the previous 2 episodes, and of course listen to the joke of her shouting because she has headphones on while listening to the Bee Gees while she thinks the Bee Gees, where staying alive is how she thinks. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, comment below and let me know your thoughts.